Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Attorney, where today we will be doing the final trial, trying to clear Edgeworth's name in two separate trials. Obviously the Hammond murder and the one from 15 years ago with his father, so let's go. This is it, Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, man. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Carmel isn't pushing too hard. Whoa. What are you doing? I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Whoa, wow. Oh, that's gumshoe. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear, as promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in, took all night, but face it as if Gumshoe, you must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. There he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defence is ready, Your Honour. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by the little thing you said. Very well, Mr. Von Carver. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defence asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defence to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. He's been overly nice. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. Bloody snot bubble. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Holly, see. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I need one of those motive thieves, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Keep forgetting the voice I give people. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. Not without that fucking piece of paper. That Mr. Dick left. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realised you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. It sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Yes, because he's been playing, because he knows the plan. We know who. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Food. Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. You weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker ship? Well, I kind of got lost. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the ship. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Carmen. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. Hey, Your Honor, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory. Is that correct? Seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are. Oh, here we go. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court the truth. Oof. Okay. Christ me. Very well, witness. Please continue. Oh, you do have one. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them. Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. Can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. Right. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past of lack thereof into question. Does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order. Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. Who is he? Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi, that name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. He figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is a Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I haven't got anything. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. I am so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? Seems that the case has been decided. No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no other way. Not that I can see it. Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine these parrots for a little comic relief, You're a sore winner, Von Karl. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrots? Oh, no. No, you're not going to. Your Honour, the defence would like to take Mr. Von Karl up on his proposal. Oh, God. Exactly, Your Honour. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Oh, this is a joke. This is funny. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karl? Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object. Well, wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karl. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. This is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Go on. I will cross-examine her, Your Honour. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Except the parrot. Well, he has a point. He can't tell the parrot what to do. For sake, I can't believe it. Cross-examining that's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignored. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Who is your owner? Hello? Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Well, you say Polly. She answers if you say her name, you donut. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? I can get Polly to say that here. That will prove that the caretaker is on to do DLC. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello? Oh, that's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Hello? Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait, don't tell me Von Karl expected this. He couldn't have retrained a parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Oh, wow. Let's press again and let's do another one. What do I say? What's your name? Polly, what's your name? Polly? Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes, it does. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Show us this proof. This, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor. I'm not sure about that. Oh my god. Oh, you're an idiot. Why have I tried? What am I doing to myself? Let's ask for the save. Maybe I'll get her to say the number that's safe. The safe one. Let's try to get her to say anything okay. Polly, what was the number to the safe in this shack? 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you are claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Well, I haven't got it anymore. You took it, you stupid idiot. The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, why in this file is something related to the save number? It's on the suspect database, Mr. Wright. This file is from a case 15 years ago. I don't see anything about a safe in here too. Very well, witness. Continue to... For God's sake! Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Well, what do you think I'm trying to do? Hang on. After his fiancée, Polly Jenkins committed suicide. Oh! Hang on a minute! Hang on a minute! Let me see. I will check something. It's not, but... Oh. Hang on. I'm trying to think, yeah. Because then... You're on. What do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure if I follow. He clearly contradicts my thought. Oh no! What am I? Right, hang on. First here. What's your name? Right, let's go. Polly Jenkins in the suspect, there you go. It's on the suspect database. This page is all the information about Yanni Yo. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Holly J. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Oh, here he goes. A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Oh, Mr. Phoenix, right? Does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We will need some other corroborating evidence. We're getting closer. One more? If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness, you may continue. Alright, so there's got to be something here with the last. Do that. So we can 1228. Let's have a look. It must do. Oh, it's the date, 12/28. Oh, wow. What is it? This case summary. Oh, well, okay. Okay. The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something with a case summary? It's on the case summary page. The case summary. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah, he used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. There we go. This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Wow. Okay. Witness, tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh, I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yo. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order. Yanni Yo. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond? Tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. A Thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant Miles Edgeworth is innocent in this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant Miles Edgeworth not guilty. Ow! I don't think I'm going to finish this in this hour.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Edgeworth, Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? Not innocent at all. As we have heard, Gianni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. Revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? Judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness weighs objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. Oh, fantastic. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. Nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Gianni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the instant where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me, Your Honor. I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Unbelievable, Edgeworth. Unbelievable. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. Oh, come on, you donut. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Edgeworth, you idiot. Why would you do this? I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy, just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? You just admit. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, I don't believe you're a nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent, trust me. Right. He's like, well, I've got half hour. Let's see if I can get it done. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, through pointless, let the defense do their cross-examination. Statute of limitations on the DR6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. No, Your Honor. Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key. Please, please. Oh, just trying to get Mia out. Or Mia out. That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now you thought this memory was a dream. Well, we were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yeah, I'm not going to finish this, but we'll see how far we can get. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator? Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... What was it? History. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up? What happened next? This guy's a dickhead. Did you know it was a pistol and you threw it? I think I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. A gunshot and that horrible scream. Scream. To this day, yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. Right, so it's that last one. That terrible scream. Let's present this picture. So there was only one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honour, unfortunately you don't. Take a look at this. This is a photograph of the scene of a crime 15 years ago, and in it lies a clear contradiction to Mr. Edgeworth's testimony. Well, I can see the victim Gregory Edgeworth lying there. But what do you mean, a contradiction? Show the judge the contradiction in the face. It's that. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. See a bullet hole in the door. Your Honour, Miles Edgeworth testifies that there was only one gunshot. However, according to this photograph, not one, but two shots were fired. One shot hit the victim, the other hit the elevator door. I ask you then, why did Miles Edgeworth only hear one gunshot? This photograph does seem to confirm a second shot. However, when was the hole in the elevator made? Might have been there before the incident occurred. If it was there before, it has nothing to do with this incident. Mr. Wright, do you have proof that this bullet hole was caused at the time of the incident? You alright? I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Carver. Save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. What do you have that proves a bullet hole in the door was related to this incident? It's DL6 because it says one bullet found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. For the victim data. Your Honour, the answer is in this file. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? Don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page shows the link? Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. Yeah. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honour. At the time of the incident, two shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out? In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, and the other bullets would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Maya had that bullet in her hands. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defence's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing then? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No, but you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I don't. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor. I object. Stupid boy. Nick. Don't know his case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed. What? Well, we just heard proof that it did not exist. I realise that, Your Honor. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But the murderer. The murderer? Then tell us just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. The criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Oh, of course there was a need. That's why they took it. What possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away. But it would be proof. Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them. If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Huh? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Right, Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. What does that mean? Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know. Wait a second, I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of him, thus leaving only 1 bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes? The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Bang. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with this was wounded. There was no murderer. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. I just thought of something really crazy. Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Oh, he took a vacation. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock? Took it because he was injured. It could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. Oh man, something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed. No, you are. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Say it now. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, that's a certain interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there? Bah, you don't object. I see no need. Why honour this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery now. Where did I go under the knife at Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me, have him testify. Let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. I know Von Karma perhaps too well. It's perfect, he wouldn't leave clues. Probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. So what? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Yes. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence I know how you like it so much. What the evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Ah! Oh, Von Karma's perfect, he wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trial. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean? I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Which is why he keeps tickling his arm. Oh, there's one way to find out. You could use this metal detector. Ah. I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. Oh, he's sweating. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside. Oh, he's sweating bullets now. Order, order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Oh! The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you? I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. It's a very, but Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Proof? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. You son of a... Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. You were close, one day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edward? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. Here's my final proof. It's gotta be that. That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term, it came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings of the fingerprints of a weapon. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah, we know that. We have 2 bullets in our possession. Once the bullet removed from Gregory Edworth's heart, the other Mr. Von Karma is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyse both bullets, and if the markings match, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon from Gregory Edworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma. Oh wow. He's gone on one. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Oh. And then the scream. It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Edworth! Only you would dare defy me. So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. Oh, damn! Right. Because we're getting close to the end of the video, which is 55 minutes, I will end it here. And I will finish this video off in the next one. So thank you, and goodbye.